creativity. It was finding things that work for them. And that is what I want to focus on, as Corki prioritized as blue 1 for Rolster Y. No surprise, it is still the most picked champion.
That's just such a power pick to always have, right? Every single time it's the same story. Corki with the packages, I'm not even going to talk about it. It's just a pick, you pick it, and it works. So the question is right now, how do you counter it as Immortals? And that's a Singed. It's such an early Singed. And while Singed is a really good pick, Hoon is going to be playing it. Can you really pick it this early in the draft? Because there's so many opportunities for us to try to counter, and that's the Kha'Zix as well.
I like the Ziggs as a second pick here for Immortals. They have a lot of range, it's very strong. Rolster wide though, the Kha'Zix has been picking up a lot of wins, especially here in the group stage, and Garen to pair with it.
So I find it very risky for Lebmont to pick that Jax, right? He picks it into the Kha'Zix and into the Garen. Garen's ultimate, yet again, goes right through everything. So it's a bit dangerous to pick Jax and also the Kha'Zix. You're playing against Do. You're playing against one of the best junglers, and Kha'Zix is one of those types of junglers that can cancel out Jax. If he invades, he can absolutely demolish Jax and just not even allow him to get into that late game.
It means that Immortals have a little bit more scaling in their pocket though, so if they can get to a later state of the game, the Jax, the Ziggs, the Singed, they can all come online, and that's how Immortals was winning a lot of their games against Liberty, who they last played here in the group stage lower bracket. So we're into the next round of bans, Thresh taken off, Shen taken off.
Yeah.
We'll see what Immortals prioritizes next. A lot of supports overall.
So, Immortals banning away the Thresh, I feel like they can deal with it. They can deal with it with the Mundo. You don't have to ban away the Thresh, but it seems like they really don't want to see no Mel on the Thresh. But Gangus, Dragon Lane, and support is still left open. Rolster Y has the opportunity to pick those hyper carry champions. Vayne is still open, any ADC is open, and also we have the Lulu open, which Nabal loves to play with Luna.
The thing about Luna is it plays pretty much everything. Like they could go for the hyper carries, but they also could allow Zero to play on the Corki, be the carry, Do to play on the Kha'Zix, be the carry, instead of opting for Luna's our only primary carry. They can still pivot around and have shown a lot of flexibility. Immortals, they get to lock in something right now. I think support's probably the avenue. Try and give Zello, well, I guess you already see the Garen, so probably not counter frag, but could be Garen mid.
Could be Garen mid indeed. Garen, yeah, and that's a Gragas. Another flex pick as well. Could be going into support, could be going in the Baron lane. Immortals, that's a great pick, because they don't give any information to Rolster Y right now. They can decide, all right, we want to put Gragas in the support if we want to have engage. Or they can decide, hey, we want to put him in the Baron lane to have a good Baron lane matchup. So as Rolster Y, do you just pick the ADCs? Varus is banned, which Luna played phenomenally on, by the way. So the question is, are they going to pick the ADCs? I think they will, Kangas. I really think they will.
Well, they could just put Luna on the Corki, Luna on Corki, and then Garen mid for Zero. I honestly think that's what, now that I'm analyzing this draft a little more, set for the support role, they can then go for a Baron laner instead here, just because Garen's been played a lot into the Singed.
I want you to be wrong. I want to see Luna on an ADC. It makes a lot of sense what you're saying, but I hope that Rolster Y is thinking like I'm thinking, pick just the hyper carry ADC. I just want to see Luna play Vayne. I just want to see him play the crazy ADCs.
Let's see. Let's see what they go for. Yeah! The middle lane Garen. We've seen this so many times at Icons.
Morgana's open though. That's one of the champions that works very well into this. You're up against 4 melee champions. Darius is open. You have all those types of champions that work incredibly well into the 4 melee champions. So it's a bit risky for Rolster Y to pick this. Although Fiora works well into melee champions as well. Immortals has 3 of them. So like, it's a double-edged sword. Both drafts seem to be very good. It just depends on what Immortals picks right now. And that's a Lee Sin. Not necessarily the right pick into this, but that's Lebmont saying, hey, I want to win this early game.
And it's Zello
on the Jax.
This is something Zello has piloted way back. Even like, if we look back to summer, this is something that he had played a lot more when it was more in the Baron lane.
But the thing is, Kangas,
interesting choice.
It doesn't work in this meta. It just doesn't work. I want to see Zello prove us wrong, but why does it not work? Let me explain.
Okay.
Jax is not the type of champion that does very well in 1v1s. And especially, it seems to be a Fiora. You're not going to win that. And when Fiora goes for Hullbreaker, first of all, she's going to win those 1v1s. Secondly, you cannot be team fighting as a Jax when there is a Fiora split pushing. And what is Jax good at? It's team fighting. So you're just never going to be able to kill that.
The one thing I'll say, though, when the chips are down for Immortals, Lebmont on the Lee Sin. This is, throughout most of the WNS, was their primary engage carry. He is insane at the mechanical junglers. And seeing this Lee Sin, this could be a win condition as well for Immortals. As you had said, this is something that they can use earlier in the game.
They have to use earlier in the game. It's not something they can use, they have to. Because if you don't use that Lee Sin in the early game, the Kha'Zix is going to be scaling up. That composition of Rolster is going to be very scary to deal with. And it seems like both junglers are just doing nice and easy, taking their jungle, you know, no real crazy stuff happening right now. Hoon and Zero trying to trade. It's a bit hard, but Zero, whew, nearly getting a kill on Hoon right now.
Ignite used already, so Hoon will grab the Honey Fruit, try and heal back up.
And Rattel is putting Zelo in a lot of pressure, as you can see. He's going to use his right post. Oh, no, right post it seems.
Ooh, level 2 hit by RY's bot lane as well, so Immortals, every single lane so far getting pushed into their turret.
But nothing used yet. You know, we see Ignites, but doesn't really matter. All of the flashes are still available, and especially Lepmont on that Lee Sin. He needs to look for those early game ganks, right? He needs to make the plays. He's clearing out his entire red side jungle, which could either mean that he's going to be going for a mid lane, or he's just going to farm his blue side jungle. He's going for mid!
Okay, it's just going to help shove it in. Although, I mean, Hoon's still pretty low.
A lot of damage.
Nomal and Doe here.
This could mean that Rolster could potentially take both Scuttle Crabs, because Nomel is sitting in the mid lane. It seems like he's not actually interested in it, so it's just going to be a handshake right for now.
I like this from Zelo. He sees the Fiora passive facing her. He's like, nah. We're going to walk out of range and try and reset that. But Doe here, Charm roaming as well, spotted out on this ward.
That's a very good ward for Rolster, by the way. They'll see anyone coming that's going to the Baron, which is very important information. And Nomel, ooh.
Yeah, that's important for Hoon to run that direction, because Nomel could flash Facebreaker, try and pull you back in to go for that kill.
Oh yeah, definitely. We've seen that happen many, many times before. And we know Nomel can do that, right? With the flash combos on the set, you'll never see it coming. And if it's done properly, you can even flash and push someone into a minion to stun him as well.
Oh. Charm.
That's nothing. Rattel can just survive that very easily.
Yeah, and now he's level 5, so it becomes even harder for Zelo. Might just go for a reset. Yeah, Zelo is just backing. Needs to try and get some items under his belt, spend that gold that he's picked up. Sheen early, so probably going to find Sunderer first. Hoon in the 1v1. He's all right.
He's forced to use his ultimate, however, which is a very important ability.
And the exhaust, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Hoon is struggling a lot against Zero in this mid lane right now. He is up against that Garen with the Grasp of the Undying. You can't run up to him. Garen is going to be spinning around. He's going to be silencing you. He's going to be dealing a lot of damage. And while I'm talking, it's Nomel and Charm constantly roaming around. They can both do that because Immortals has that Ziggs. Rolster has the Corki. These are both safe champions, and they both have great wave clear.
Can RY find something to happen?
Going for it.
Lamont, level 5, finds Nomal.
Oh, close one.
Both flash. Nomel gets to safety.
That was close. Nomel flashing right in time, because if he did not flash the second right there, Lamont would have pushed him in the team.
Yeah, I think Lamont, the direction he flashed, he wasn't in range to just insta-tap the Dragon's Rage, so Nomel had the time to react.
Oh yeah, definitely. And now looking at those first objectives, it's going to be Rolster who's probably going to be stronger. Even though Immortals has that Lee Sin, which is a very, very powerful early game champion, looking at the rest of their composition, it's not going to be that strong. And especially when you have that Corki package, Hoon has to be a bit careful here though.
And Zero has the Ignite, he can look for the Demacian Justice. Oh, Ignite taking down! So close.
Oh, that was close. Hoon could not have died there. If he died, that would have been horrible.
Oh, Dragon's Rage onto Rattel. Flash use. Pops a grand challenge. And he's picked up. First blood for Zelo.
That is massive right now. First blood on a Jax. And that's the one person you don't want to be giving the first blood to, because what I was talking about is it's a little hard to play the early game with the Jax. But no, if he gets the first blood, he's going to go back and build his Trinity Force already.
Yeah, shoves the wave in. That means Rattel.
The Divine Thunder, actually.
Doe will actually catch the wave, so the XP and the gold isn't wasted. But Divine Thunder completed for Zelo, not completed for Rattel.
And that is really, really big for Immortals, because now Zelo is actually going to be able to very easily win the 1v1 against Rattel. And as I'm talking, it's
yeah, they lane swap.
Yeah, they're swapping lanes. It seems like this time Zelo is going to the bot side of the map, so they want to put him next to the dragon. And it's actually Hoon going to the top side of the map.
Yeah, interesting choice here. And it gives the Rattel time to reset, grab the Divine Thunder. So there's actually no window there. Items complete on everybody.
Everybody.
Proto Belt on both of the supports, and it could be a swap of objectives.
It seems like Rolster is taking the Rift Herald, but Immortals is not allowing it. But it's a bold move to fight against a Corki package. Like, can you really do that? It seems like they can. There is no Corki.
Yeah, Rolster can go for the re-engage.
Where's
though.
Corki?
They have Nomel, they have Corki, and there we go. As I say, the showstopper from Nomel is big, explosive cast, though. They get the Herald, Immortal securing the objective, but RY should pick up a couple kills. It's one on the Hoon.
That should not have been an Immortals objectives. That should have been Rolster. Why Corki was in no sight. He was not there. He had the package. Why were you not there for your team? Why do you give the Rift Herald to Immortals for free? This is not how you approach this game as Rolster, because right now they haven't taken the Dragon either. So they lost the Corki package. They didn't get the Rift Herald. They didn't get anything.
As I'm trying to catch up with Hells' disappointment right here in the setup for RY. Let's take a look at the replay.
Oh yeah, here you can see it. Immortals doing an absolutely amazing job yet again, using the Lee Sin to secure those objectives. This is one of those types of champions that can very easily secure the objectives. Immortals securing the Rift Herald, and Immortals trying to secure the kill here as well.
Rattel heavily trading on Zella right there.
Did get the ultimate off on Zero though.
Yeah, that was big. I mean, if Zello had landed that Counter-Strike, sure, that's cool, but pretty easy for the Fjord to outplay that.
Oh yeah, definitely. And right now, Rolster, why? It's not the position that you want to be at. And Lebmont, he's just going for constant aggression.
He's got the Herald. I think they're going to go for the turret here. They can shove the wave in.
That means Dragon for Rolster Y though.
Oh, he doesn't? Okay, interesting.
Rolster Y not pushing for the Dragon. They're just kind of letting Rattel die right now.
Yeah, okay, Herald goes down. Rattel should survive this. No! The riposte used early, and the Sonic Wave lands twice for Lamont. A kill and a turret to Immortals.
But there is the Dragon for Rolster Y. This is exactly what they had to do. If they didn't take this, they would just lose all over the place. But yeah, Rattel, knowingly that he's getting ganked, why do you stay under the turret? He just takes the bait, falls to Lebmont, and Lebmont playing a really good Lee Sin right now. Already getting Zello super ahead in his game. Zello is ahead by 1.3 thousand gold, Kangas.
Gets the execution.
Are you feeling it?
And the recurve bow. I'm not going to get excited. I'll only show my bias if a certain team wins at the end of the series. Otherwise, it still could go either way. It's only a 1.4 thousand gold lead for Immortals right now. RY are not a team that you can sleep on. I've seen them find ways back into games, and Rattel still can scale.
And you were talking about Lebmont, and he's showing us why you're talking about him. Playing an absolutely amazing Lee Sin right now, securing those objectives for his team, securing those kills. He's ahead by 1,000 gold as well, but he has to be. Because if he's not ahead, then he's just gonna get outskilled, and that's the thing with Lee Sin. It just feels like Lebmont's hands are the perfect hands to have Lee Sin on.
He's so smooth with it.
He's going for another gank.
2 items over Doe's singular item. Hasn't backed in a bit.
There
now
goes
Lamont going
again.
for another play. Some play pop by 0. And Lamont misses the Sonic Wave.
And
now
on the opposite side, it's
in trouble
Rolster
here. Rattel looking for the chase down. Actually parries correctly, but now the face for showstopper from Nomel. Doe dies to the poison and charm ignite. Immortals, they counter the play. Oh, what happened in the Dragon Lane?
Used his ultimate and ignite and killed off, Zero used his ultimate and ignite and killed off Lebmont, but Zello able to pick up the kill. Yet again, this is just Zello getting super fat. This is good for Immortals.
He could have gotten the turret, but
Luna! Woo! Luna sitting on 7,000 gold, just getting that kill, snatching it away. He's like, no, you're not getting away with this. And this is the one player Immortals has to be scared of. Luna sitting on 2 kills, 0 deaths, 1 out to finish, 7.5 thousand gold, and it's Luna. That's the thing. His name is Luna.
Yeah.
You have to be scared of that. Corki package is up. Next objective is up. Rolster Y cannot make the same mistake again.
Oh, but as we say it, Luna
He's
has
not gonna die.
spells. Might go down here with the Dragon's Rage. One more Sonic Wave. Oh, the rocket misses.
Oh, that was a close one. Luna nearly died to Lebmont right there, but that's Lebmont on the bot side, which means there's no jungler on the top side. Rolster Y can take this Herald.
Lamont might go for another kill. Another go at it here, but actually on the Herald right now to engage from Rolster Y. Zello frontlining, Charm goes back in. Explosive Cast is coming off cooldown shortly. Mega Inferno Bomb does a lot of damage. That's objective secured for Rolster Y. Lamont now onto Luna, pops him!
Securing that bounty as well. What are you doing, Luna? You cannot give a bounty to Lee Sin. And now LeBron sitting on 8.2 thousand gold on that Lee Sin.
That's why we see Corkis go Hullbreaker, because you can survive in instances like that, but this is a full damage Corki against lethality Lee Sin.
Oh yeah, you're not gonna survive that. And right now, this is exactly, yet again, Zello getting a turn. And you see that? LeBron gives the gold to Zello, and I love to see that, because Zello is just getting funneled every single gold, because LeBron doesn't scale into the late game. It's Zello that scales into the late game.
The substitute Baron laner coming in for Immortals, and it's a substitute player that is given the resources in elimination match game number 1. Immortals with a unique game plan here. They're investing in this Jax. They're hoping that this pays out dividends to them later on in the game.
It makes sense. This is the one guy that's going to be your team fighting champions. But yet again, how do you deal with this late game of Rolster? How do you deal with that Hullbreaker Zero? He's going to be split pushing all the time. And Jax is not going to win the 1v1s against it because he has the Hullbreaker.
Yeah, sure.
He may actually, if he's super ahead.
Jax does a lot.
Yeah, Jax is very strong in the late game, but you need him in team fights. And it's going to be up to Rolster to apply enough pressure on those side lanes with the Hullbreaker and also with the Fiora, who's just a good side laning champion anyways.
I'm looking right now to see if Immortals go for a big engage. They don't actually commit to it. Not a lot.
They're all around the mid lane though. They're looking for something.
Yeah, we're fishing for a potential pick. Dragon is up in about 30 seconds.
And that's where the Corki package is going to come very handy for Rolster because he's going to be picking it up very, very soon. And I hope, and hopefully this time, he's going to use it very, very well instead of just waiting. Because I don't see a way for Immortals to win a team fight against Luna with a Corki package.
2-1, even though died to Lamont in the solo lane.
Zello
still can carry these fights. Zello and Rattel.
Rattel should be able to win this. He has that Hullbreaker. And yet again, Corki package timer is ticking. Rolster Y has to look for something right now. Because if they don't, they're going to fight without a Corki package again, which is in the favor of Immortals.
Let's see how they set it up.
It's Immortals starting off the Dragon, actually.
Rolster Y will spot it because there was a ward. Immortals cleared that out.
Ooh, the timer is ticking.
Rattel's joining the fight. So Rolster Y have all 5 members here, but as I said, Rattel's actually dancing around.
Immortals has the setup. They're all waiting in the bushes. They are ready to fight. And as you can see, Rolster Y is walking into unknown ground.
And Zello keeping the wave push means that Rattel answers.
Luna.
We're just dancing around this mid lane right now. Who will commit to the play? Package as long as you can.
And they're doing it, and I believe the package just ran out. Seems like they're going for Zello, however.
Okay, can the Jax get to safety? Nobel running forward with the Proto Belt. Showstopper back, flash from Zello. Rattel with the chase down, but he leap strikes onto the Honey Fruit.
Free dragon.
So Immortals, the Baron laner survives. Rolster Y don't find anything for their commitment, and like you said, Hells, Immortals get the dragon.
That is horrible for Rolster Y. That's an infernal dragon. And they're trying to get something back. They're trying to get the aggressiveness in the mid lane with the Herald and in the Baron lane, but it's not working.
Nomel. Oh, wait, it's actually the damage from Luna and Rattel underneath the turret. Finding kills. Immortals now looking to answer right back onto Doe. They stopped the Herald push in the mid lane. They actually killed it before it charged the turret, and Immortals might just get a turret for themselves here.
Yeah, they're getting a free turret as well. Immortals with a really, really good response, trying to look for Zero as well. Whew. Immortals is losing turrets, but they're getting stuff back. They got the dragon, and they also got that mid lane turret.
3 turrets to 1 in favor of Immortals with close to a 3,000 gold lead right now. A lot of that gold on this Jax. I know Zello died there in the Baron lane, but still, the fact that Immortals got enough done elsewhere on the map bodes pretty well for them. Rolster Y, this is the team that we had favored coming into this matchup, and so far, they're playing on the back foot.
The #1 team from the WCK, very, very hyped team. They made it to the Horizon Cup, and now it's Immortals, who is a newcomer to Worlds. They're giving them a hard challenge right now.
A reminder that the WCK, before they were even called the WCK, they made it into Horizon Cup knockout stage. The first international tournament that we had, and the conversation was, okay, Chinese teams, SCA teams, Korean teams. Those are the top 3 regions. And right now, the #1 seed from NA is answering the challenge here. But it's not over yet. Rolster Y, they're looking for some here on the bottom side. Charm as well. Can Nomel find the engage?
Rolster Y is ready though. 4 people are ready with the gank. You know, you can't just gank like that when Rolster Y is ready. If they had fully committed, they would have all died to Rolster Y. And here this feels like a battle of the tanks. No one is probably gonna die.
Well, I mean, Black Cleaver, Zero with the Hullbreaker as well. Actually taking a lot of poison damage though, as I said that.
Oh,
the pick! Immortals find Nomel on rotation.
And the Baron lane is up as well, which could be a potential objective Immortals is looking for. Zelo in the side lane up against Rattel. Zelo cannot fight Rattel, and he knows it. He goes back under his turret, stays safe. Rattel could apply a lot of pressure. I actually even feel like Rattel could just push that turret, even though Zelo is under it.
He has the Hullbreaker empowered cannon minions. Yeah, this takes the turret super fast. That's at least a plate to Rattel.
Charm is ready. I mean, look at that minion. Look at how much damage the minions do. Like, at this point, even the minion can just take the whole turret. And taking a look at how much gold everyone has. Luna is not ahead, which is a big problem for Rolster because this has been such a massive win condition for them every single game. And on the opposite side, it's Lemont sitting on 13,500 gold. And Gume just picked up his third item on Ziggs as well.
I'm happy you bring up Gume because we haven't mentioned a lot of the Ziggs, but silently scaling with the tier build. Seraph's completed. The Rabadon's Death Cap completed. This is a massive damage power spike for the Ziggs.
Those are the powerful items you need on the Ziggs. Those are the late game items. All he needs now is the Void Staff to finish off his damage. But he doesn't really need it yet, as there is no real magic resist on the side of Rolster Y right now. So taking a look at how teamfights would go, man, Immortals has such strong teamfights. Lemont also having that Guardian Angel, he can just go in, do everything, use his ultimate, tank up everything, and then he still has that Guardian Angel.
And Immortals right now using their champion advantage on the top half of the map.
Doe is on the bot side.
The blue buff. Doe on the Kazakhs means that Zelo could be in trouble, but Zelo actually completes his Hullbreaker third item, even getting Executioner. So it was a very delayed Hullbreaker, but now he can match Rattel.
Yeah, he needed that. He needed that, because otherwise he would never be able to fight Rattel. But Doe being on the bot side of the map is always a scary thought, because Immortals could go for the Baron, right? If they know that Doe is there, they can just rush down the Baron with the Lee Sin and just get it. So Zelo getting that Hullbreaker is a very, very important thing. Even though he's going to be looking for those team fights, he needs the Hullbreaker to cancel out Rattel. And also Zero, because there's two Hullbreakers on Rolster Y. You can't just have them have two Hullbreakers.
And Rattel's also invested into Teleport. Very early teleport on the Fiora.
Yeah.
So that means that if your team takes a fight elsewhere on the map, you're kind of baiting Zelo into the side lane, and then you can join the team fight.
Oh yeah, definitely. Rattel being able to teleport into those team fights, force Immortals in a 4 versus 5 situation. We've seen this happen many times, where a team just straight up loses because there is a 4 versus 5 situation. You want to pick up, there you go. I was just gonna say it. You want to pick up a teleport yourself as well, and Zelo does it. He reads my mind, he does it, so now it's equal grounds again. Immortals and Rolster Y. Both teams are ready, both teams have split pushing, and both teams have a...
The late game, Hells. 17 minutes, 45 seconds on the clock, and that is Elder Dragon in 15 seconds time. Baron's also on the Rift.
All of Rolster Y is on the top side now. All of Rolster Y is on the top side, and the Dragon is spawning in 8 seconds. I mean, the timer is ticking.
The vision investment from Immortals will spot Rolster on approach to the Dragon Pit. Rolster's vision investment in the top side only protects Rattel from ganks.
And that's the Corki package again. This is it for Rolster Y. You have to take a fight now. You're not gonna win a normal fight against this composition against Immortals. Now that you have the Corki package, they have to take those fights. But Immortals knows this as well. Immortals is just wasting time. They don't want to take a fight. They're just gonna let the Corki package run out.
You don't need to force anything if you're Immortals. You have your vision line drawn. You can spot out where Rolster Y are.
Oh, Immortals is going for it though. Immortals is going for it.
The bottom half here, can they find a pick?
Oof.
Doe jumps over the wall, no summoner spells used, but now Immortals are very 4-4. The teleports are coming
There
through.
we
This could be a
go.
rough position. The package used from Luna doing some damage here. Now Zelo with a massive counter strike onto 3. Hoon's getting all the poison down as well, but Rolster Y are fighting through all of the poison damage. They have the grand challenge healing them up, but Lemont back in on the Doe. Gets a kill. Zero in trouble, flashes to safety. It's a 2-for-2 trade. What an explosive fight.
Oh, what an explosive fight. The package could not have been better than that. And still, Rolster Y was unable to get ahead of Immortals right there with a perfect Corki package. All Immortals has to do is just get a little bit of a better fight, and now there is no more Corki package. 2-for-2, but man, that felt like it was Immortals' fight, but it wasn't. It was close.
It was so close. The fact that Rattel got the grand challenge off and healed everybody up, that was massive. And now it's back off cooldown again. Nomel, meanwhile, sees Lemont here. Guardian Angel up. Ooh, Lemont actually gets out.
That's a massive thing for Lemont. He wants to keep up that Guardian Angel. Angel. It's so important for him to have that because it allows him to be super duper aggressive because he can't die. He has the Guardian Angel. He can just dive super deep, sitting on 4.5 items on that Lee Sin, and he could just go ham on Luna if he wants to.
But we're back to the same dance. But two crucial differences. Luna doesn't have package, and there's no teleports. Look at Rattel going to the Baron lane.
No.
Zello's on the bottom side, so Immortals
Can
they're
rush
on the
this.
Or the Elder Dragon.
They can rush this. Rattel, what are you doing? You're the Baron laner. Your team needs you. You can't just give this away to Immortals. They're
It's
trying to
burst it
take
down.
it.
Half
6,000 HP.
Doe's looking for the pick. Gume flashes the wall, and Immortals go for the fight instead of securing the objective. They see Doe, they see the bog all alone. Jungler down for Rolster Y. Now it's going to be down to Luna. Can the Corki get the damage out? It close the cast away, and the Justice from Zero takes out Hoon. 1-for-1 trade so far. Lamont dancing in and out. They're
Immortals
back on the
going for it.
Dragon.
They're
There's
going for the
no
Dragon.
smite for Rolster Y. Luna and Zero have got to put in work right now, and Immortals are right back up the Dragon again, but they're split. Charm focus down here. Luna's going to get another kill. Nobel with the engage. Rolster Y go nuts in the 4v4.
Oh,
They get
no.
Guardian Angel. They wipe Immortals for the Prime Gaming Ace.
Rolster Y! What is that? You just completely wiped out Immortals! Immortals was trying to take the Outer Dragon, but they all just died! And Rolster Y is not even looking at the Outer Dragon. I'm losing
Hoon's
my
up in
voice
10
there.
seconds, but everybody else is dead. This might be game one. We're
6
in the late
seconds.
game. Rolster have a minion. They're teleporting in.
They're ending the game!
They're going
It's
to end
over!
game one off of that. Rolster Y, you cannot give them an inch. They take game one from the crutches of Immortals. Oh, what a way to end game one.
Rolster Y took it like it's nothing yet again. One mistake, you can win the entire game, but one mistake at this crucial moment, and it's over. Immortals is down 0-1. They need to win 2 games to win the whole series, and the mental boom right now. When you lose like that, it hurts, Kangas. It hurts.
Take the older dragon, then after that was kind of where it went downhill. for them.
Even
Yeah,
when they
look at
lost,
that.
they had 4,000, 3,000 gold lead. It's just a rough situation for Immortals. Honestly, they were in control of it. I don't know if this makes you feel better or worse, but they were in control of that game, genuinely.
It's worse right now because I thought we had the win. Like, we were that far ahead. We got the pick on the Doe. I thought things were good. So this one hurts, but I think as the coaching staff and the support staff there of Immortals will say, hey, look, we had the lead. We had them where they wanted. They were playing our game. Look at the very small, tiny little bar that Doe did in terms of damage. Again, we've seen this Kha'Zix pick jump up in priority, also a takeaway from Lamont, but he really didn't do too much in the game.
He was just out-tempoed by Letmon this game, frankly. Jungle gap.
Yeah, it was a big jungle gap this game. I feel like Doe didn't, he couldn't really do that too much. I mean, the only thing he really did in the end was kind of bait Immortals to all go towards him and try and kill him, and then that kind of what lost them the game. Like I said, I feel like right at the end,